It's heartbreaking, man. Everybody messes up, but we can't.
No, I get it. So you see some guy struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head.
We burst into that hushed courtroom just as the air seemed to freeze. We could feel the collective heartbeat of every reporter, every legal aide, even the normally unflappable bailiff. Justin Bieber, once the wide-eyed teen wonder, finally tilted, his chin toward the bench, his voice low but steady, and the bombshell dropped like shattering glass. Ray J, of all people, hadn't simply stood by at Diddy's infamous freak-off gatherings. He'd allegedly crossed lines so shocking that Bieber branded him worse than Diddy. We watched Bieber's hands tremble as he described being cornered in a guest suite, blinds half drawn, music pulsing like a heartbeat to floors below, and Ray J, allegedly forcing himself into the sort of exploit that still wakes Bieber in cold sweats. If the public thought Diddy's scandals were the outer limit, Bieber's testimony ripped that ceiling clean off.
What I think he's saying, and look, we spent a lot of time on a new documentary that's on YouTube now called
What Happened to Justin
What Happened to Justin Bieber. And, my view of this, after especially talking with people in his world, people on his side, is that Justin has had these mental issues for a long, long time that he's been struggling.
Picture the betrayal swirling in Bieber's mind. He'd come to those mansion parties in LA expecting career guidance, maybe a quick handshake with industry giants. Instead, according to what he outlined under oath, hidden cameras tracked every hallway, every hot tube cove, and every whispered kiss in the shadow of a sprawling staircase. Those cameras, Bieber claimed, weren't only Diddy's doing, he alleged. Ray J personally commanded a second room of monitors, dark screens flickering with grainy feeds, ready to capture whatever compromising tableau might later buy silence or loyalty. No wonder the singer's cheeks flushed crimson as he stared down the man who, in Bieber's words, used trust like a weapon.
First time I smoked, I don't suggest this, but I was 13. Yeah, 13, 12 or 13.
Felt the oxygen drain from the room when the prosecutor asked Bieber to clarify. Worse, he whispered Ray J's approach was colder, more calculated. While Diddy allegedly lavished newcomers with designer gifts and promises of record label magic, Ray J, Bieber said, specialized in isolating fresh faces. He separated them from their handlers, steering them toward locked bedrooms under the guise of Vibich checks there. Bieber alleged the R&B fixture inflicted violations so intimate that the pop star's legal team requested a recess merely to let him breathe. The judge consented, but the hush never lifted. We sat in that pause, imagining how a teenage prodigy felt being groomed inside glittering mansions everyone else called paradise. And then came the phrase that made our spines tingle. Ray J was the silent hand behind the blackmail. Bieber described hushed conversations where frightened newcomers were shown still frames, grainy shots of half-dressed celebrities mid-embrace, save two encrypted drives, used to keep the good times. Ray J allegedly told them they'd better keep their own memories foggy and their lips sealed. Those words, Bieber said, cut deeper than any direct assault. They turned every future party into a minefield, each laugh into a potential confession. Caught on
there's a short life in
Why do you think that is, what the creative side is?
Well, because losing out money, you got to take you're going through so much to try and deal with life.
Can't overlook the emotional calculus at play. Back then, Bieber's star was skyrocketing, his every hair flip dissected on E! News, his every mall appearance choked by shrieking fans. Imagine being pulled aside by performers we idolized, promised a seat at the high roller table, only to learn that seat doubled as a velvet-lined trap. We recall how industry insiders whispered about these freak-offs, jet-lagged supermodels, athletes tossing back flute after flute bubbly, and R&B legends winking at bodyguards who understood the not-so-subtle code. Phones surrendered, ND signed in a rush, and once midnight struck, staff cleared corridors so private entertainment could proceed unchallenged. We've heard the fragments for years. The oceanfront property in Miami, where neon-lit pool parties devolved into something darker. Ray J allegedly motioned the DJ to crank the bass while a hush spread across the second-floor balcony. The stately Hamptons estate, whose third-story guest room employees now claim hid pinhole lenses at every vent. Yet never have we seen a high-profile witness detail it this bluntly. Bieber's testimony painted Ray J not as a bystander accidentally caught up in Diddy's whirlwind, but as an operator thriving on leverage, cultivating his own subterranean network of hush payments. People do catch and eliminate all day. Ray J himself once blurted in that TMZ documentary, words now echoing like a confession the moment they flashed on the courtroom monitor.
Now, Ray J, in the meantime, is in TMZ's new Tubi documentary, The Downfall of Diddy, Inside the Freak-Offs. That's the part 3 of this Downfall of Diddy that TMZ has been doing. And he had some things to say about celebrities going to Diddy parties and what they're doing now.
The defense flinched when prosecutors replayed that TMZ snippet, "Somebody has the truth, somebody pays you to keep it quiet." Even Ray J's own voice seemed to indict him. He tried to spin it as moral commentary on others, yet when Bieber's attorneys paused the clip and let the silence stretch, we could feel jurors wondering, was he describing his own blueprint? We can't forget the psychological stakes for Bieber, who, at barely 15, found himself chauffeured in Ray J's matte black SUV to Hillside Estates, buzzing with energy drink reps and random social media teens flown in on one-way tickets. We've spoken with former security contractors who claim Ray J insisted on last-minute guest lists, texting only first names and the cryptic phrase, "high value." Those contractors say they witnessed panicked attendees stumbling out at sunrise, clutching blankets around their shoulders, wary of the long-range lenses rumored to be hidden in decorative
Card.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
Now I'm saying what I'm saying.
How did Ray J's alleged influence overshadow Diddy's? Bieber told the court that while Diddy wielded obvious star power, Ray J traded on subtlety. He'd slip into side rooms, whisper in personal assistants' ears, disappear into control booths where Bieber insisted he catalogued footage. A technician now cooperating with prosecutors claims Ray J once bragged, "A certain A-list director owes me favors," while tapping a hard drive as he spoke. Add that to Bieber's sworn account, and we suddenly see Ray J as less the comic relief, sidekick, and more the chess master. At this point, we found ourselves revisiting a rumor many had dismissed as Hollywood urban legend, Ray J's alleged role in the passing of Whitney Houston, and, years later, her daughter Bobby Christina. Did Ray J truly orchestrate a cover-up? We've interviewed former hotel staff from the Beverly Hilton who remember frantic knocks on the service elevator doors that tragic evening. One housekeeper, still shaken, recalled Ray J pacing near the tub where Whitney's life ended, phone glued to his ear, muttering, "This can't get out." Of course, no official charges ever pinned anything on him, but his proximity combined now with Bieber's lurid claims casts an even longer shadow.
I believe that somebody, my niece, just like they her mother.
And jump to 2015, when Bobby Christina was discovered unresponsive under eerily similar circumstances. Several insiders whispered that individuals from Diddy's orbit had visited her Atlanta townhouse mere days earlier. Documents newly leaked to the press hinted Ray J's calls to a local fixer, instructing them to contain the scene. Is it coincidence or the dark through line Bieber's lawyers hope to expose? We aren't saying Ray J orchestrated to heartbreaking tragedies, but we can't ignore the murmurs that he might have held enough incriminating footage or knowledge to keep certain truths buried.
I believe that there are several people that wanted Bobby Christina, but I think the purpose of her was to gain full access to Whitney Houston's estate.
That chilling moment outside TMZ studios when Ray J abruptly clammed up, mumbling, "I've said too much." His eyes darted toward unseen observers as if he feared hidden forces would silence him next. We seated in court today couldn't help but connect the dots. If Bieber's allegations stand, Ray J isn't simply complicit, he may be the key to an entire hierarchy of hush money schemes stretching from recording studios to Beverly Hills law firms. And what of Diddy? His lawyers argue Ray J's alleged misconduct shouldn't further damn their client, insisting the rap mogul was unaware of any covert filming. Yet prosecutors unleashed testimony from a tech specialist who swears he saw Diddy reviewing footage Ray J supposedly delivered on an encrypted tablet. We heard the courtroom gasp. Was Diddy merely a duped host, or did he rely on Ray J's alleged archive to tighten the leash on celebrity guests who witnessed too much?
That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and pimped out by some over greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once you go fluid, you...
Picture the freak-offs as Bieber described them, multi-bacchanals where ambient beats masked whispered negotiations, where performers were allegedly given cocktails laced with unknown additives. Ray J might stroll through the hallways like a director checking a set. Bieber said Ray J even introduced a macabre ritual, a closed-door confessional, where rookies had to speak into a camera about their most intimate secrets, only to later discover those clips were archived. One witness claims Ray J teased that footage when demanding favors, smiling and reminding them Nobody wants their mistakes on the evening news. We've interviewed an A-list actress whose publicist begged her to avoid the Hampton soiree in 2009. She ignored the warning. Later, she told us she saw Ray J slip a small USB into Diddy's jacket pocket after sunrise, both men laughing. Nothing happened to her. She left early, but she recalled a trembling backup dancer who swore she'd been filmed during a coercive encounter. The dancer vanished from the industry months later. Today, prosecutors reveal they finally tracked her down in Phoenix, living under a new name, ready to testify.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the
Hell
consequences
yeah.
when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at it.
The ripple effect stretched globally. A London talent agent we contacted said Ray J flew a young UK boy band singer to LA with promises of a career-launching meet and greet within hours of landing. The minor, a teen performer, allegedly texted his manager frantic messages about finding hidden lenses in the suite bathroom. Customs records placed Ray J on a private jet out of LA that same morning, 6 hours before. The teen fled back home and deleted all social media. We admit, we once rolled our eyes at every conspiracy linking Ray J to celebrity tragedies, yet Bieber's testimony reframes it all. If Ray J truly curated a vault of compromising clips, could he have orchestrated hush money deals when stories threatened to surface? One silent camera, one whispered threat, and entire fortunes stay intact. We now wonder whether Whitney's final week, marked by tension over unreleased memoirs, might intersect with Ray's alleged leverage game. We've located a source claiming Whitney confided about embarrassing footage she feared would ruin her comeback. Did she know Ray J held it?
To be hands-off with somebody. A number of producers coming to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept.
Courtroom lights dimmed slightly as a projector clicked on, cautioning jurors about explicit content. We braced ourselves, expecting harrowing visuals. Instead, prosecutors played audio of Ray J bragging during a late-night yacht party. One clip in the vault is worth more than all of MTV. The recording includes hollow laughter, clinking glasses, and an unidentified voice, possibly Bieber, saying, "That's messed up." We felt a chill because if Bieber once confronted Ray J about this trove, what retribution followed? Did Ray J push harder, needing to keep the pop prodigy compliant?
I've lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that because the man card means everything.